Hi, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Jacket Journeys. I'm your host, Luca Nowinski, and I have a very special guest with me here. It's the head men's basketball coach of the Yellow Jackets, Darryl Nobles. Very nice to have you here on the show.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to talk a little bit about yourself and your own journey, and then a little bit about this basketball team this year and what fans should expect from you as we kind of get into the start of this regular season. So first, tell me a little bit about your journey to Country Day. You were a student here. You were an athlete here. What brought you to Country Day? And tell me a little bit about the Country Day experience from a student's perspective.
So graduated from here in 2007. Played 4 years varsity basketball here within the program. Played under Coach Keener, Hall of Fame coach. My journey here was, very simple, very similar to most kids, looking for a good high school to go to. I knew about the opportunities that the basketball program in the school would present, so I just took a leap. I grew up in the Oak Park, Ferndale area, so Oakland County kid, very familiar with the school and just the area itself. So took the leap, didn't really know what to expect. The journey was tough, very tough when it came to just the academic standards, the rigor, the demands in the classroom, and then the expectations within the basketball program. But the school and the support system was amazing. And, when I got back into coaching, I wanted to be back a part of it. I had an opportunity to coach under Coach Bray for a year back in, I believe it was 2014. Coached underneath him. I was the assistant JV coach and then did some player development with the players. And that was my first taste into coaching. And I knew I loved it from there. It was I caught the bug. And from there, did more player development. My brother was in college at that time, so I did a lot of work with him, just working on his individual skill. He went to Eastern Michigan, so I was up there pretty much every day with him, just working on his craft, working on his skill set, learning. Watched a lot of basketball from that point as well. And then when this position opened back up, I had to take a leap. And, by God and just faith, I was able to get the job. And my goal is honestly just to get it back to where it was. This program opened up a lot of doors for people like myself, where just opportunities and relationships that I wouldn't have had unless I came here, that it opened it up for me. So now that I'm able to open up that door again for other people, it's just wonderful. So yeah, it's super excited.
And tell me a little bit about the transition from student athlete at Country Day to now being the head coach of the men's basketball program, and kind of how your experience as a student athlete prepared you for your current position now.
Yeah, well, it's a lot different. I have keys to doors that I didn't have when I was a student here. I can actually walk in and open up a door. I didn't have to go find security or go find a janitor to get me into a classroom. I actually have those keys. So that part was pretty fun. The transition wasn't bad. I'm comfortable here. It's like coming back home, honestly. Being able to talk to the student athletes, and I've walked in their shoes before. There's a lot of teachers that are still the same that I had. So, I know the demands in the classroom. I know their faces after, all right, they just took a tough test they just got out of a test at 320. Now they're coming to practice. I know that look. So I feel comfortable with them, and I can speak their language. And I think that helps me relate with them a lot better than some that are just coming from outside of the program. Country Day it's a weird dynamic. It's a weird ecosystem. And then when you're from it, you get comfortable with it. The rotating of classes, the demands in the classes, going into a test where it's tough. And if you haven't done it before, it's hard to speak that language. But now, for myself, it allows me to just be on their level with them. And we did some stuff where we had study hall last year every single day, where we had a young group, so we made sure that they had tutoring every single day. I want to make sure that they set themselves up with success, stuff that I wish I had when I was here, and just kind of build from there.
Yeah, now kind of transitioning into this year's team. It's a young team. There's a lot of young players, a lot of promise. Tell me a little bit about what fans should expect to see on the court this year and what this basketball team is going to bring to the table.
Well, yeah, it's a young team in age only, honestly. Young team in age only. Last year, we had 5 freshmen that played on varsity, and they're all returning, which is great. They have a lot of experience because they all played a lot. So where they may look at sophomores in the books, they have 400 minutes of varsity experience already. So the way I kind of scoff at the idea that we're a young team, we're a very seasoned team, we're a veteran team. What I expect is, to continue to just build. We rebuilt our foundation. We restructured our offense over the offseason to make sure that we're playing basketball the right way. And now that we're into the season, we're starting to take the strides in that direction. So, it's just continue to build. And I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's Country Day, so we got to win. We don't you don't come to Country Day just to be on a team. You come to raise banners, raise trophies. The volleyball team did a great job of setting that standard in the fall. So now we're just trying to just take the next steps and do the same exact thing.
Tell me a little bit about some of the players to watch for this year that we're going to see on the court in the Shaw Gym, and who fans should really have their eyes peeled for.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, the first one that always jumps out is Christian Cass, sophomore. Led us in scoring last year as a freshman, and he's returning this year to do the same. He's did a lot of work in the offseason of just trying to work on his game, become more of a leader. So you'll hear his voice a lot. Another kid, Isaiah Marino, Cordell Robinson, Anthony Cartwright, but then also some freshmen, Ethan Bray, Roman Allen. We can name off the entire team. We're a very deep team, so our seniors play a lot. Evan Singleton, who's on the football field, Cade Wilhelmy, who just signed with Toledo for football, plays a lot. Blake Murphy. You go down the list. Like, every person, we preach that every person has a chance to be the main character in one of our chapters, and we call our games the chapters. So every person has a chance to be a main character, but at the end of the day, everyone wants to be a part of that chapter as well. So that's our goal. And depending on the game, depending on the opponent, it may be you, it may be me, it may be Cade one day, it may be Christian the first game. Whoever it is, we're going to support them, and we're going to continue to fight together.
What is the ultimate goal of this season? Where's this team looking to go, both kind of on the court and then also off the court, as you kind of build this culture and, kind of like you said, a new transformation of Country Day men's basketball?
Absolutely. Well, first, off the court, we build a family atmosphere. My coaching staff are my brother, who obviously I'm 35, known him for 28 years. Another coach was my backcourt mate while I played at Country Day. I've known him for 20 plus years. We want to build a family atmosphere within the program, and that's outside of basketball. We did a media day where we invited the parents of the athletes to come in and take pictures with their kids. We did interviews behind the scenes where the players were actually interviewing their parents. We want to make this a program that people want to be a part of, and we want to be inviting. During Grind Week, which is our preseason conditioning, we invited all athletes that were playing winter and spring sports, because it's not just about basketball, it's about the community, the athletic community here. And we want to be out to support other teams, and we want the support of other teams as well, because at the end of the day, it's just us. On the court, it's putting banners up. I would be lying to you if I said, like, oh, we just want to go play hard. No, we want to put banners up, and at the end of the day, that's what we want. That's what we're striving for. The last 2 years, we've lost in the district semifinals and the district finals. So we're taking the steps in the right direction. So now let's go win a district. Then let's go win a regional. Okay, let's make it to states. We call it striving for X. We have 9 state championships as a program, men's basketball. Roman numeral for 10 is X. So we want to get to X, and that's our goal for the year, is striving for X. So when we break out of every huddle, we say X on 3, because that's what everyone has the same goal for, is to get to X. So that's our goal right now.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening to this episode of Jacket Journeys. Thank you, Coach Nobles, for being on the show. It's going to be a very exciting season of Country Day men's basketball. Make sure you keep posted on DCDS Athletics on X for any updates. We're going to have some live broadcasts throughout the season, so make sure you check those out if you can't show up to the Shaw Gym for a game. Highly recommend it. This is going to be a fun team with a lot of explosiveness, a lot to see on the court. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.